Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to EduTap. My name is Devanshu Gupta, and you're watching the general awareness video. We'll be covering the important current affairs from 28th to 22nd of August. I hope you all are doing well. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, press the bell icon so you don't miss any future updates. Join our Telegram channel, link for which is in the description box below. Guys, through the Telegram channel, as usual, you will be getting the free PDF for today's session. I hope you all are preparing well for your upcoming exams. Well, we are also running a Raksha Bandhan sale, which is offering you flat 40% off on all of our courses. Use code RAKHI, and guys, the offer has been extended till 25th of August, that is tomorrow. So tomorrow is the last day to avail flat 40% off on all of our courses. Guys, let's get started with the MCQs. The MCQs are based on our previous video. It's a small quiz comprising of only 5 questions. If you haven't watched the video, the link is in the description box below. Guys, let's get started. The first question is that which of the following credit card issuers has been banned by the RBI for not complying with its data storage norms? Visa, MasterCard, Diners Club, American Express, or RuPay. Now, guys, this type of question has not been seen in the GA section of any examinations before, but well, I think this is a good way of practicing, good way of revising the current affairs. Don't get overwhelmed. These types of questions have not been seen in the previous year questions, but well, I don't think there's any problem with increasing the level of difficulty a little bit. So the question is that RBI has banned which of the following credit card issuers for not complying with its data storage norms. Now the options A, B, C, D, E are given in the format related to the Visa 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the first question says Visa, MasterCard, and Diners Club. Second option says all of the above. Third says Visa and RuPay. Fourth option says MasterCard and Diners Club. And the E option says MasterCard, Diners Club, and American Express. Guys, the right answer for this is MasterCard, Diners Club, and American Express. So, RBI, that is Reserve Bank of India, has recently banned MasterCard, and before that, it had banned Diners Club and American Express, leaving Visa as the only international credit card issuer in the country, and RuPay, that is India's own credit card issuer. So, the right answer for this is E, that is MasterCard, Diners Club, and American Express. Next, guys, we have that recently India has launched e-emergency visa for the refugees of which of the following countries? Now, guys, the options are Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Israel, or Palestine. Again, the question is fairly simple, and we are asked India has recently launched an e-emergency visa for the refugees of which of the following countries? Now, guys, looking at the options, uh, well, first of all, I think it should be clearly evident because we are specially talking about an emergency visa, which was in the news recently. The right answer for this is Afghanistan. And while looking at the options, you could also look at Palestine, Israel, Pakistan, or Bangladesh. But well, we all know about the conflicts that are going on in Afghanistan related to Taliban. And the right answer for this is Afghanistan. The Home Ministry has come up with a new type of visa, specially for the Afghanistanis. Next, guys, we have that recently AIIMS Delhi has become nation's first hospital to get DASH on its campus. The options are oxygen plant, water treatment plant, incineration plant, a police station, or a fire station. Now, guys, AIIMS Delhi has become nation's first hospital, so there must be something really special. Oxygen plant is something which we have seen coming up at hospitals every now and then. Water treatment plant, well, not really, a good option, but well, let's keep it aside. Incineration plants are also fairly common at hospitals. A police station, well, okay, and the last option is fire station, which is also the right answer. The AIIMS Delhi has become nation's first hospital to get a fire station on its campus. So, guys, remember this fairly easy to remember news that AIIMS Delhi has become the first hospital in the nation to get a fire station on its campus. Next, guys, we have that who among the following prime ministers has recently resigned after receiving intense criticism over his COVID policies in the country. Now the options are Lee Hsien-loong, Lee Lee Hsien-loong, Mohiuddin Yassin, Imran Khan, Narendra Modi, or Jacinda Ardern. Now, guys, looking at the options, well, Imran Khan, who is the Prime Minister of Pakistan, he has not resigned. Shri Narendra Modi hasn't resigned either. Lee Hsien-loong hasn't resigned, and Jacinda Ardern hasn't resigned either. It was Mohiuddin Yassin, the Prime Minister of Malaysia, who recently resigned after receiving intense criticism over his COVID policies in the country. Next, guys, we have that recently which of the following athletes has become first Indian to be a part of NBA championship roster? The options are Sunil Chhetri, Satnam Singh, Unmukt Chand, Principal Singh, or none of the above. Guys, uh, it's he is the first Indian to be a part of the NBA championship roster, so that's a big thing. The options that are Sunil Chhetri, Satnam Singh, Unmukt Chand, or Principal Singh, fairly easy. Unmukt Chand has recently retired from Indian cricket. Satnam Singh, well, okay, and Sunil Chhetri, he is a football player. The right answer for this is Principal Singh. So Principal Singh has become the first Indian to become a part of the NBA championship roster. Guys, this is it for the MCQs. Now I have previous videos superstars which have given the right answer for my question, that was which bank has recently released the composite financial inclusion index, that is FI index. A fairly easy question, a fairly easy answer, that is Reserve Bank of India. Um, Thank you everyone for participating in the comment section below and taking part in the homework question. Shubham Batbarve and Yukti Gupta are our star performers who are giving the answers frequently. A big appreciation for them. Now, guys, let me give you a brief, explanation about the Financial Inclusion Index. The data has been taken from the RBI website. The Financial Inclusion Index captures on a various aspects of financial inclusion in a single value ranging between 0 to 100. So basically what the Financial Inclusion Index is doing is, it is telling, if the value comes out to be 0, it tells that there is 0% financial inclusion in the country. But if the value comes out to be 100, that means 100% of the population is under the financial inclusion. Now, guys, the Financial Inclusion Index comprises of three broad parameters, that is access, usage, and quality, which have weightage in the percentage of 35% is to access, 45% is to usage, and 20% is to quality. These have further classifications. These are the broad parameters, but this is what we need to learn. Next, guys, the FII index has 97 indicators. Along with that, the FI index data for March 2021 stands at 53.9, which is compared to the March 2017 data, which used to be, or I should do this like this. The March 2017 data, that used to be 43.4%. So not percentage, this is an index, but what this basically tells us is that 53.9% of the population in 2021 is under financial inclusion, compared to the 43.4% population that was under the financial inclusion in 2017. So that's a good amount of percentage population that has come under the financial inclusion. Next, RBI has said that FI index will be published annually in July every year, but it will have no base year. So these are all the facts that you need to remember for Financial Inclusion Index. A fairly interesting topic and a fairly easy thing to remember. Now, guys, I have another homework question for you, and all of those who will be participating in the comment section below, I'll be taking your names. I'll be creating a snapshot in the next video. The question is fairly simple. When was WTO established? I hope you all would be able to answer this fairly easily. Comment down in the comment section below. When was WTO, World Trade Organization, established? Now, guys, coming up to the current affairs of 20th to 22nd of August, starting off with a news related to the WTO. Now, guys, WTO has released a goods trade barometer, has released the new barometer reading of WTO Goods Trade Barometer, and it has hit an all-time high. Guys, ATH is all-time high. The World Trade Organization's Good Trade Barometer is at an all-time high of 110.4. Guys, the barometer is basically a leading indicator which tells us that the trades that could be happening, basically tells us, it gives us a forecast of the trades that could be happening between the countries 2 to 3 months ahead of its time. Now 110.4 is an all-time high, so this is a fairly good number, and this is telling us that good trades could be happening, but this does not include the upcoming risk of the third wave of COVID-19 pandemic. But still, overall, this is a good sign that the World Trade Organization's Good Trade Barometer has hit an all-time high of 110.4, which is a leading indicator. Now, guys, coming up to a few facts about WTO. The WTO Director General Ngozi Okonjo is the first woman and first African to serve the post. Guys, WTO General Ngozi Okonjo is the first woman to serve, first woman and first African to serve the post. She was appointed in March 2021, and her seat, she'll be serving the post till August 2025. She belongs to Nigeria, guys. This type of question has been seen in the previous year questions, previous year uh, papers. So this is a fairly, I think this is a fairly important topic where you should remember the WTO uh, Director General. Her name is Ngozi Okonjo, and she's the first woman as well as first African to serve the post. She was appointed in March 2021, and she will be serving the post in August 2025. She belongs to Nigeria, guys. The headquarters of WTO are in Geneva, Switzerland. These are a few facts which you should remember about WTO, along with the news that is coming up regarding the WTO trade barometer that has hit an all-time high of 110.4. Next, guys, we have India's first EV-friendly highway, that is Delhi Chandigarh Highway, has become nation's first electric vehicle friendly highway. The highway has been installed with solar-based electric vehicle charging stations. Guys, uh, there is a Karnar resort where the electric vehicle charging stations have been installed, and that makes the Delhi Chandigarh highway an EV friendly highway. Basically, what that means is that the charging stations are installed in the middle of the two destination points, so the electric vehicles could charge in between, take rests, and then carry on with their journey without having to worry about depleting their battery powers. Guys, this is just a sample image. This is not how the real charging station looks. So this is a good step towards making India a electric vehicle friendly nation. Next, guys, we have that Supreme Court has allowed women to take the NDA exam. NDA exam, that is the National Defense Academy exam, will now be taken by women as well, guys. NDA is an exam that is taken after 12th class, and earlier only boys were allowed to take the exam, but now even girls have been allowed by the Supreme Court to take the NDA exam. So that's a very good news, guys. Recently the Permanent Commission of Women was also granted, so now this is another step towards making the army discrimination, gender discrimination free. Next, guys, we have an MOU on disaster management has been approved between India and Bangladesh, and the MOU is on disaster management. It has been signed between the National Disaster Management Authority, that is NDMA, and Bangladesh Ministry of Disaster Management and Relief. So this is another good step between tying good relationships between India and Bangladesh. So just an MOU that is signed on disaster management between India and Bangladesh has been approved. Next, guys, we have that India's highest herbal park has been inaugurated near Indo-China border at Mana village at a height of 11,000 feet. Guys, the herbal park has almost nearly 40 species which are, specially especially for the high altitude regions, out of which most of them are endangered under the IUCN Red List. Guys, the herbal park is located at Mana village in Uttarakhand's Chamoli district. These are a few facts which you should remember, that it is in Uttarakhand at Mana village at a height of 11,000 feet, and it is India's highest herbal park. Next, guys, we have that Ismail Sabri Yaqub has been appointed as the new Prime Minister of Malaysia. Well, Muhyiddin Yassin, we just had an MCQ regarding Muhyiddin Yassin, who resigned as the Prime Minister of Malaysia. He has been replaced by Ismail Sabri Yaqub, who was the former Deputy Prime Minister of Malaysia. Now, Ismail Sabri Yaqub will be taking over the post from Muhyiddin Yassin in Malaysia as its new Prime Minister. Next, guys, we have Nitin Chugh, who was the MD and CEO of Ujjivan Small Finance Bank, has resigned ahead of his tenure. So, the Ujjivan Small Finance Bank's MD and CEO Nitin Chugh has resigned. Now, guys, we have World Mosquito Day that was marked on August 20th. The theme for the World Mosquito Day 2021 was reaching the zero malaria target. Guys, World Mosquito Day is a fairly important day. It signifies that how the mosquitoes are a way of disease transfer from one person to another, and also diseases like malaria are spread through mosquitoes. So the theme for 2021, which is telling us reaching the zero malaria target, is emphasizing on the fact that we need to spread awareness about the dangers of the mosquitoes and the breeding of mosquitoes. So we need to aim for a zero malaria target, and that is the theme for 2021. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you for joining in. For more information, you can contact us at 81462 or you can write us an email at hello@edutab.co.in for any queries. You can also participate in the comment section below. Along with that, we are also running a flat 40% off. Use code coupon Rakhi and just log into our website on www.edutab.co.in. That's it from my side, guys. Thank you for joining in.